Oh, Pastor Bob, you've still got it. Nobody should be this good looking. Let's do the podcast. Hello, everybody. Today we're talking about old and out of touch. Stick with me. Pastor Bob's coffee break right ahead. This is from Crimson 6. A few different mugs. Crimson 6. Great comic book by Hayden, Cockrill. Got some new announcements to make. You'll be on my show on Wednesday. Don't miss the show. Also, folks, don't forget, drinking a little HEADBANGERS brew this morning. And our winter blend is this one, Brewed Awakening. Great stuff, along with all of our blends, 9 of them, I know, in regular bags, K-cups, 5-pound bags, all of our mugs, all of our t-shirts, all of our posters. We are metal, we are family.com. Dear Pastor Bob, how do you handle getting older? I'm 59 years old. You're still a kid. I'm 59 years old. It freaks me out to think that I am this old and out of touch. It feels like just yesterday I was 25. I have a big burden for the younger crowd. I always have. But they're getting into music and social media in ways that I don't understand. I've always prided myself on staying young, thinking, and relative. But to be honest, I don't feel that way anymore. Have I lost my ministry with them? This is a great question. And so many people who were on the cutting edge at one point in their lives feel like they're outdated and that they're not relevant any longer. And that's up to you. It's up to you. But I think there's a few principles that I would love to share with you. Now, getting older is no joke. It really isn't. There are things that I did when I was 21 that I don't do now at 71. I'm just a little older than that now. 50 years ago, I was 21. My last birthday, I celebrated the 50th anniversary of my 21st birthday, and I'm staying there. But, you feel that way. You feel like you're becoming maybe less relevant. How can I still minister to the younger crowd? All of that. I think it's up to us to stay relevant. A lot of times we begin to criticize because the younger crowd doesn't do things the way that we did, and get over it. They won't, and neither did you. But you may hate aspects of social media. You may hate certain media apps social apps that younger people are on these days. I wouldn't do that. And you may just have separated yourself from some of the things because of your own, dislike for it or misunderstanding of it or understanding of it. And yet to be relevant sometimes means to go into places that are uncomfortable, to do things that you wouldn't necessarily have done, to go and reach people who, are looking for some leadership. I have a great scripture today I want to share with you. It's 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 12. And he says, "Let no one despise or think less of you because of your youth, but be an example, a pattern for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, in purity." 5 things. Now, why do I read the scripture about young people instead of old people? Because that's what I'm talking about. Because this isn't possible with young people unless there's the example of the older people. And if I could name one big problem with our society today, it would just be that young people don't listen to the older folks anymore, and the older folks have considered themselves irrelevant and put a chasm between them and a younger generation who really needs us. who's going to mentor, who's going to disciple, who is an example of speech and conduct and love and faith and purity. If you're not, who is? I don't think you have to enjoy every style of music to be involved with it. I haven't enjoyed every style of music that I've worked with, and yet here I am. And am I irrelevant with a younger generation? I've never felt that way. I still don't feel that way. I'm 71, I'm a lot older, I look a lot older, I do things that older people do sometimes. Am I still relevant? Yes, because I can be a pattern, an example for these things. And I still understand their hearts. And I still understand that they need me just as much as I need them. Yeah. So that's why the Bible tells us older men teach the younger men, older women teach the younger women. Be involved with them. Be a strength to them. Be wisdom to them. Teach them about speech and conduct and love and faith and purity. Teach them about those things that make a difference in life. That's our responsibility, and it's a great one. And folks, you don't have to feel like you're out of touch. You don't have to feel like you like everything they like to be relevant in their lives. You won't. Too many years. You know, my favorite songs, and people say, what's your favorite song? And I name songs that I listened to when I was a teenager or younger sometimes. Why? Because they're part of my heart. I have this huge collection of things that I love. It was before heavy metal. I know. Yeah. But you see what I'm saying? There are things that you will hold dear that the younger generation don't understand, and that's okay. But there's a common bond that you can find with anyone. And I'll tell you, the one thing that a younger generation is looking for is maturity and examples. And you can be that. And when you start talking, your 25-year-old self will come right back to you. And you'll begin to understand all of those things all over again. Because you've been through it, your memory is there, and you've learned beyond that point so that you can share it with them. Folks, don't forget, you are blessed. So go and be a blessing.